I was standing in the water, like at a lake,
Yeah.
and I was an American Indian woman, and all of a sudden I realized that my belly felt really full, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I was pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to have the baby in the water, which I thought was, oh, that's really, I would hope that they would use water, like that.
Right.
I wondered if they did a lot. But I had the baby and it was stillborn.
Mm-hmm.
And so I, consoled myself, I guess, on that level. And then I, jumped forward to her life. So when she was older, she was an elder in the tribe, but she still carried that sadness with her,
Sure.
and also didn't allow her value, like she didn't feel valued. And I think I carry some of that in my relationship with Annie.
Sure.
So I did some healing about that, but that was interesting.
Okay. Don't be surprised if some more of that comes forward today. So did you find it on like YouTube, or was it something that you had, or how did you do the past life?
I just did it in my head.
Okay. Something you did all on your own. That's pretty awesome.
Thanks.
Looks like you're already ready, willing, and open to experience this.
Yeah.
Yay.
I was kind of practicing with the imagination part, and like, because you were asking yesterday
Sure.
about my creative imagination and stuff. So I was kind of practicing and like, oh, that's interesting. It came through.
Okay. So the way that this works is it's different for everyone. Some people are mostly aware and conscious of what's going on inside their head, and some people, it's like they go to sleep, yet they still talk to me. So no expectations. And like I said, there's no pressure for today. It sounds like you're already ready, willing, and open, like I said. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. So Dolores talks about certain parts of our brain. When we're under hypnosis, she calls it Mr. Stupid. So basically, it's the logical part of the brain that comes in and says that you're not really experiencing this. This is not really happening. You're imagining it. And so we're just going to talk to Mr. Stupid today and tell it to just step off to the side and get out of the way. So I also call it the man side of our brain, Mr. Stupid. So but like I said, there's no pressure. It's a lot of fun. I'm super excited to be doing this. If you by any chance go so deep that it feels like you're asleep, that's why we're recording it, so you can watch it. I of course will ask leading questions onto the questions that you've already given me if I feel that there's a necessary question to be asked.
Okay.
I also will ask for what I call brain rewiring with your permission. And what that means is for things that come up for you, such as, you having the night terrors, if we get an answer for why that is and why you're experiencing what's the lesson, can we rewire her brain today to help her to not experience that any further?
Yes.
Okay, so I will ask that for some things, especially if things come up for your emotions, like things that you feel bad about yourself for, or whatever comes forward. Those are things that I will ask for brain rewiring as well, just so you're aware and know. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, I want that.
And at the very end, of course, I will do the body scan as requested. I usually remember it. It's like 1% of the time that I forget. So I did write it on your sheet so I wouldn't forget. I'm excited.
Do you usually use a phone for a backup or anything in case the internet goes down? Or
do I use what? I'm sorry.
Do you use a phone for a backup or anything?
Well, honestly, my internet runs off from my cell data. So you're actually seeing me running off from my phone, running off a
Oh,
hotspot.
okay.
But yeah, if the laptop stops working, I will immediately connect with the phone. So,
Okay.
and if the phone doesn't work, I've got a tablet too. So
Okay.
I've got all my bases covered.
All right.
So do you have any questions? Are you nervous? So anything going on today that I need to be aware of?
No, I'm a little nervous. I'm having a hot flash right now, but
Okay. And that's
um,
okay.
but that's normal for me. So
Okay.
um, I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready.
Okay. Well, there's nothing to be nervous about. You can't get stuck in hypnosis. The worst thing that will happen today is that you'll fall asleep. That's it. And I say, wake up, Shaylin, wake up.
I'm not scared about that. It's like I'm trying to get my analytical brain calmed down.
Okay.
Like,
So an important thing to remember, even if your analytical brain, like for me, when I experience this, I'm completely consciously aware. And I have that analytical part of my brain. But for me, it's kind of like I'm there, I'm present, and I can hear everything that's going on, but I just allow it to happen. So, Mr. Stupid can sit over here and say, la di da di da di da di da. But the other part of my brain is sitting there saying, okay, well, let's just go with the flow and say whatever pops into my mind or whatever. And even if I don't believe a lick of what I'm saying,
mm-hmm.
at some point, something magical will happen where it's like, this is absolutely 100%
Yeah.
valid and real. So just go with the flow, no matter if you think it's not real or not. Just see what happens and we'll have some fun.
I'm ready.
All right. So if you want to get your camera perfectly positioned, and is that a table or a bed? I can't tell.
It's a massage table.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Any background noise from my home coming through?
No.
Good. Great. Because somebody is mowing a lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Murphy's Law. So if there is background noise that comes through, it won't bother you. There is a little part in here that I tell you to ignore any sounds that you hear. And just because I said it.
You can see me okay?
Yep, absolutely perfect.
All right.
And just making sure that we're recording, which you have that going. And I just have you lay there and relax and just do some deep breathing exercises while I find my page here. I once did a past life regression hypnosis at the center that we have not far from my home, and they decided to mow the lawn right by the window, as well as about 3 or 4 ambulances went through. And when the person came out of hypnosis, I asked them if they heard it. They were like, I didn't hear a thing. I was like, oh, that's great. That's
You were
awesome.
freaking out.
Well, there's always that worry, I want the client to have the best experience possible. So
Yeah, me too.
all right. So are you ready and willing to go?
I'm ready and
All
willing.
right. Yay. So I'm going to ask you to picture some things, and I won't say, can you see them? I'll just ask you to see them. And when you do see them, I just would like for you to respond yes. And there will come a point where I'll start asking you direct questions. And it's just important that whatever pops into your mind, whatever you see, hear, or just know, just talk about it. Okay? Good. So if I were to say to you, see a red bird, could you see one for me?
Yes.
Good. See a yellow flower.
Yes.
Good. See a blue car.
Yes.
See a dog and a cat.
Yes.
See a green tree with lots of leaves and the wind blowing through the leaves.
Yes.
Good. See, you're great at this. And this is the part of the mind we will be working with today. This is the part of the mind that has the pictures and the memories. This is the part of the mind that is active at night. You are sleeping because this is the part of the mind that has the images and the symbols that we use in our dreams. So this is the part of the mind we will be working with today. So just for this little while that we do this today, have no problems and no worries. Time enough for that later. They will always be there later. But just for this little while that we do this today, have nothing to worry about. So enjoy the way that feels to not have anything to worry about. And enjoy the way it feels to have relaxation moving through your body. And as the relaxation moves through the body, if there are any tensions anywhere in the body, they will flow right out. Flow right out. Let them go. Let them go. We don't need them. We don't need them. So enjoy the way it feels to not have anything to think about. And enjoy the feeling of relaxation moving through the body. This is a luxury that very few people are allowed, to take a little time out of their busy day to just relax. You have nothing to think about, and we're taking advantage of it while you can, and enjoying the experience. And remember that when you awaken, you will feel wonderful all over, just as though you've had a nice nap. You will feel truly rested and refreshed anytime you do anything like this. It will always be an enjoyable experience. Also remember, if you hear any sounds inside of the room or any sounds outside of the room, they are only natural noises occurring in the background. They will not bother you or distract you in any way. If you hear anything, it will just fade and become part of the background. Now I would like for you to imagine a beautiful pyramid composed entirely of white light. a very beautiful thing to see. It glows and it sparkles and it shimmers. And I want you to mentally place that white pyramid of light so that it completely encloses your body, even the underneath side of your body. So you are now completely enclosed within the pyramid of white light. This is your protection. The white light is a very powerful force. It can protect against anything. It will remain around your body the entire time that we do this. Nothing can harm you, mentally or physically. You are protected. You are safe. You know it. You feel it. And it is very, very good. Now I would like for you to imagine the most beautiful place in the world, what you consider to be the most beautiful place in the world, where there are no worries and no problems. It may be the forest, it may be the seashore, it may be a meadow, whatever you consider to be beautiful and peaceful. Can you find a place like that?
Yes.
Good. Tell me about it.
It's a crystal clear lake and surrounded by trees.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's so vibrant and green.
And
And
are
the
there any?
water is really vibrant and alive.
Good. And are there any animals, birds, otherwise?
You can hear the birds, and there's just one or two flying over the lake.
Mm-hmm. No worries in a place like that. And it's just peaceful, where there are no worries and no problems, just peace and quiet. Can you see the sky from where you are?
Yes.
Good. So I want you to look up into the sky and see if you can find a big, white, puffy cloud.
Yes.
Good. I'm going to ask you to do something that might sound a little silly, but I want you to float up to that cloud and sit on it. Tell me, what would it feel like to sit on a cloud? And you don't have to worry. It will hold your weight just like magic. What would that feel like to sit on a cloud?
So fun.
Some people think it feels like cotton or feathers, but it will hold you just like magic. It's very comfortable, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So I want you to lay back on that cloud and just let it absorb all of your weight. It's such a beautiful, wonderful feeling. And it's like you don't have any weight at all. And you can become one with that beautiful cloud, laying back on it and letting it absorb all of your weight. And if you want to, you can even wrap the cloud around you like a nice warm blanket and snuggle down into the cloud. That's such a beautiful, comfortable, safe feeling. And it's almost as though you don't even have a body, as you become one with that beautiful, soft, comfortable, safe cloud. And this cloud is floating, floating and drifting. And this cloud floats over the land and over the valleys, and even out over the ocean if it wants to, carrying you with it, soft and protected, comfortable and safe, drifting and floating, floating and drifting over the land and over the valleys, protected and safe. And this cloud is like magic because not only can it carry you over the land and over the valleys, it can carry you back and back and back in time and space. I'm asking the cloud to move and carry you back and back and back in time and space to another time, to another place where there is information we would like to find to help you in the very best way that we can. The cloud is moving and it's carrying you back and back and back. We're looking for the most appropriate time, the most appropriate place to stop and look at and examine. And now the cloud is slowing down and it's stopping at the most appropriate time, the most appropriate place. And now that the cloud has stopped at the most appropriate time, the most appropriate place, I want you to drift off from that cloud, back down, down, down to the surface. And it won't be anything sudden, just like a leaf drifting gently out of a tree, back down, down, down to the surface. And as you come back down, I want you to tell me the very first thing that you see down there below you, or the very first impression that you have as you come back down to the surface.
There's red dirt like in Sedona, Arizona.
Okay, and are your feet touching the dirt?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So I want you to continue looking down at your feet, looking down at your feet, and I want you to tell me, is there anything covering your feet?
I've on like leather moccasins.
Okay. And do they have a specific color to them?
They're kind of reddish brown.
Good. So now we're going to look up at your legs. Looking up at your legs. Is there anything covering your legs?
Leather pants.
Okay.
Kind of like buff color.
Okay, very good. We're going to look up at your chest now. What's covering your chest?
I don't have a shirt on.
Okay, so you're bare-chested. Okay. So can you tell me, does the body feel male or female?
Male.
Good. So we're going to look up at your hair now. What does your hair look like?
It's like tied in a knot, like long hair tied in a knot.
Okay, good. Good job. And does the body feel young or old?
It's like middle age.
Okay. So now I want you to look around you and tell me, what do you see?
Plateaus. Like canyons, plateaus.
Mm-hmm. Good. And are there any people around you?
No.
Okay. So now we're going to look around and find a pathway. There's a pathway leading directly to the place where you live and where you sleep. We're finding that pathway now. Do you see it?
I have to travel for that.
And that's okay. We're traveling to that pathway now. And are you there yet?
Okay.
Good. Good job. So we're going to go along this pathway that leads to your home, to the place where you sleep. And we're going along it now. Tell me, what does it look like?
There's a square mud-like building.
Mm-hmm.
It has blankets for skins hanging.
Is it hanging on the building itself or around it?
On the inside.
Okay, you're already inside it?
Yes.
Okay, good. What else do you see inside it?
There's a place for fire
Mm-hmm.
in the corner.
Is there a fire in there now?
No.
Okay. Is this where you cook your meals?
I think I can, yes.
Okay, good. So let's go to the place where you eat. Is it inside this building? Does anybody sleep here with you?
I don't think so.
Okay, and that's okay. Good. Is there anything else in this room?
There's some plants.
Okay. Are they your plants?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to leave that scene and we're going to move forward to an important day, in the lifetime that you're currently viewing, a day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We now have moved forward to an important day in the lifetime that you're currently viewing. What is happening? What do you see?
I can't see anything, but my heart is racing.
Okay. And that's okay. You're perfectly safe where you are. So I want you to focus on your feet again. Focusing on your feet and feeling whatever it is below you. Can you feel your feet?
Okay.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you feel underneath your feet?
Oh, I'm tied up.
Okay. And you don't have to experience it. You can just talk about it. What's happening?
I'm being carried in a cart.
Okay. Why are you being carried in a cart?
I've been captured.
Okay. And who captured you? Did you see them?
I can see a white man.
The white man? Okay. And are there others captured besides yourself?
I'm not aware of them.
Okay. And where are they taking you? Do you know?
Away from my home.
Away from your home. Okay. And what do you think they're going to do to you? Mm-hmm. Did they all die at once?
It's my wife and my child.
Okay. And it's okay. You don't have to experience it. You can just observe it and detach from it. We're just watching. You're not experiencing it. Was it the white man that took your family away?
It was a raid,
Okay.
and they were taken and killed.
So that's what left you alone.
Yes.
Okay. So did your tribe volunteer you to go to pay for the punishment because you were alone?
I volunteered.
You volunteered. Okay. Did you volunteer to go because you miss your family?
Because I have nothing to lose.
Okay. The feeling.
My family has already been destroyed, so I don't want others to have to go through that.
So you're sacrificing yourself.
Yes.
What a brave and honorable thing to do. Does it save them, though?
Does it what?
Does it save them?
Does it save my tribe?
Yes.
It is a delay, all right, at least extending the peace a
Okay.
bit.
So it buys them some time.
Yes,
Okay, good. All right.
but it is not honored.
You just say it's not honor?
By the white man.
Mm-hmm.
They go back on their word, but it at least delays it some.
Okay, good. All right. So now let's leave that scene and let's move forward to another important day in the lifetime that you're currently viewing. A day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We now have moved forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
I am in the sky looking down on my tribe.
So you've crossed over.
And
Okay. So how did that happen? What happened to you?
I was killed
How were
by
you
my
killed?
captors.
Okay. Okay, and how did they kill you? What was it, long and drawn out, or what happened?
I wish not to go through that now.
Okay. It's not important for you to see at this time,
Correct.
and that is okay.
No,
So
just too much trauma.
okay. Okay, so you're looking down at your tribe, and are you helping them in that way?
Yes.
Okay, how are you helping them?
Bringing strength and pouring, giving them strength and love for them to
So you're sending them strength and love.
yes.
Okay, good. So you're helping them along. All right. And what do you think was the purpose of that lifetime? What did you learn from it?
Of my value,
Okay.
even though I had to journey somewhat alone. It was about family, but I still have value
Okay, good.
and that I could be of service to my peoples.
And did you reconnect with your wife and child when you crossed over?
Yes,
Good. I bet that made you very happy.
yes.
Yes. Okay, good. All right. So let's now move away from that scene, leaving the person there to continue on their own path. And you can now move either forward or backward to find another appropriate time and place that has information that you need. You are now at another time and place. What do you see? And if you're having trouble focusing, let's start at your feet. Starting at your feet, can you feel anything underneath your feet? What's happening?
Getting into the body.
Okay.
It is like an elephant, but
Okay, an elephant body.
yeah,
Okay. And how does that feel for a change?
so solid,
Mm-hmm.
very grounded.
And does it feel dense?
Mm-mm.
Okay, grounded.
No, like sturdy and rooted.
Okay. So I want you to look around you and tell me, what do you see?
Grassland.
Mm-hmm. And are there other elephants?
Yes,
Okay. Are any of them your family?
yes.
And is your body male or female?
Female.
Female. Okay. Good.
I am the leader.
Okay. Females are leaders.
I am leader.
Mm-hmm. What is your job as leader?
I'm the matriarch.
Mm-hmm. And what do you teach the other elephants?
Everything.
Okay. And how did you become the matriarch?
It's in my being.
That was just your path.
It's always my path.
Okay. And do you have any children?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me how many?
Yeah. 2.
Okay. And are they very old?
They're they have babies of their own.
Okay.
And they are like young adults.
Okay. So how do you feel as a matriarch?
I feel just so solid in myself, there's so much connection and love in my group.
Do you feel safe?
Very.
Perhaps you could answer a question for me. Do elephants hold tails like humans hold hands?
Yes.
Okay. And is that how they show affection?
Just to feel connected.
Okay. Do elephants show affection?
Oh, yes.
And how do you do that?
We touch like humans.
I find that so interesting.
Very touchy-feely.
Okay. So we're going to leave that scene. And we're going to move forward to an important day in the lifetime that you're currently viewing, a day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We now have moved forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
I see the most amazing sunset.
Okay. And why is that important to you?
I'm just witnessing the beauty that's striking my soul. Just the grandeur of the beauty of the light.
Okay. And is anyone there with you?
You know, my tribe, my group, we're all standing in a line almost watching the sunset.
Okay. And is there a special connection or feeling to the light?
And just so much gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Just relishing in the beauty of our life together.
Okay.
And the beauty of this land.
It's beautiful. Okay. So we're going to leave that scene. And then now we're going to move forward to another important day in the lifetime that you're currently viewing, a day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We now have moved forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
I'm passing the matriarch.
You're passing it on to another?
Yes.
Okay. And who is it going to?
One of my offspring.
Okay. And why are you passing it off?
It's just my time.
Okay.
And I do so with such gratitude and just so in flow at ease.
Okay. Have you had a good life?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. A life filled with strength and beauty, grounding, gratitude, and love. Did I miss anything?
Such connection.
Okay. Connection to what?
To my group and the earth, the elements,
the beauty, the
Good.
peace.
It's very beautiful. And was that the purpose of that lifetime?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds very beautiful. Good. Okay.
No trauma.
No trauma. It was just peace. We're just going to sit in that for just a minute and just enjoy it. Okay. So let's drift away from that life. And we're drifting and floating away from that life, leaving that beautiful matriarch animal there to continue on her own journey. She will find peace, and she will find what she is supposed to find. And we're leaving her there to continue on her own journey. She will find peace. She will find what she is supposed to find. And we're leaving her there to continue on her own path. Now I want all of the consciousness and personality of Shaylin to once again return to the body and fully integrate back into the body. May I speak to Shaylin's subconscious, please?
Yes, we're ready.
Good. So I have permission to speak to Shaylin's subconscious.
Shalan.
Shalan, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Good. Thank you for that. I respect the power of the subconscious because I know the subconscious takes care of her body and does a very good job of it. I also know that the subconscious has the records of everything that has ever happened to her in this lifetime and all other lifetimes that she has ever lived. So I respect the power of the subconscious, and I ask permission to speak to it and ask questions. Do I have permission to ask questions?
Yes.
I know the subconscious could have brought forth many different lifetimes for her to see today. You chose to bring forward this life for her to see. As a Native American, why did you pick that lifetime?
Just for her to see her strength and her courage and her value.
Mm-hmm. It was important for her to see that.
That she could, at the end of her life, feel of value and good about the life, even though the life was difficult.
Right. So that was the purpose of it.
She could be of value in spirit at the end, even though her life was difficult. And there was much sadness and isolation and loneliness.
What was that last part? I didn't quite hear you.
Loneliness.
Loneliness. Okay. Okay. So what was the purpose of her seeing herself as an elephant?
Needs to feel what is the feeling that she wants in this life.
Mm-hmm.
I have to remember the feelings of
Okay.
being a leader and feeling connected and feeling grounded and such gratitude for the beauty of her life.
Mm-hmm. And you will help her remember this feeling?
Yes.
Good. Thank you for that. Okay. So Shaylan has some questions she wants answered today. Is it okay to ask those questions now?
Yes.
Good. Thank you for that. Why does she have varicose veins?
It is an ancestral.
Is it ancestral trauma?
No,
Okay.
it is toxins and beliefs.
Mm-hmm. And what can she do about them?
She's already addressing this with the
Okay.
diet and reprogramming.
And can we help her with that reprogramming today and do some brain rewiring?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that. And can you do that while I continue to ask questions?
I will.
Okay, thank you. So she's had this mystery left arm discomfort for about 6 years now. What is the purpose of that?
It is trauma brought forth from past. It's been reignited and
From this lifetime or a different one?
from the past lives.
Okay. More than one?
There's several.
Okay. So it's a past life residual.
Yes.
Why has it been coming forward now?
Trauma.
Okay. Is there trauma in this lifetime that's triggering the remembrance?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And what trauma is that? Is it important for her to know?
Being disconnected from the self, not feeling love for the self.
Okay. And why isn't she feeling love for herself?
She couldn't stand how she was treating her partner, how she was feeling for her partner. And
Okay.
she couldn't believe that she could act and feel this way.
Mm-hmm.
She was ashamed.
Okay. So she's not accepting of her own behavior.
That is true.
Okay, good. So can we bring some healing to that today?
Yes, we are.
We are? Who is we?
We are healing right now. The group that have gathered here.
Okay. Is it important to know? Is it important for her to know who they are?
And it is all those that love you.
Good. Thank you for that. So you're going to bring some healing to the past life residual trauma that's coming forward, as well as healing for the unforgiveness of herself.
It is being done.
Good. Thank you for that. So why has she had a winter cough for approximately 2 to 4 months for the last 20 years? What's the purpose of that?
It is grief of disconnection.
Is it a reminder?
No, it's that the grief has not been addressed fully.
Did you say grief?
Grief has not been addressed fully
Okay. Grief from what?
from disconnection from her family.
Okay. Is she sad because her family disconnected from her? Or is she sad because she disconnected from her family?
She had to make that choice for self-protection as they were out of control and not in their right mind.
So that wasn't her fault, was it?
It was a good choice.
Good. And it's important for her to hear that, isn't it? Thank you for that. Okay, so could we bring some healing to that grief as well and do some brain rewiring so she understands that it was important for her to make that choice? And it's okay to release that. And I'd like all of those that are there gathered to fill her up with the beauty and love, that the light that shines within her, and show her how truly loved she really is.
It is important for her to know that these choices she makes for self-preservation are good for her.
Mm-hmm.
In her current relationship too, there is no shame.
Okay.
There are good choices for her.
Mm-hmm. And what does she need to know about that relationship?
Her partner is working through many things and often is not in her right mind, and it is good for her to create space during those times.
And how can she create space?
The withdrawal that she does is important.
Mm-hmm. So she shouldn't feel guilty for that.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you for that information. Will they reconnect in a better way?
Soon.
Okay. And is that soon in earthly time?
There is too much disturbance right in this moment for the brain. The brain is allow a moment for clearing, please.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
What was the question?
I asked, will Annie and Shaylan connect in a better way? And will it be soon in earthly time?
They are working through much karma together.
Mm-hmm. Is there a past life residual between them? Can you give us any information on past lives between her and Annie?
They are working on freeing themselves of that which holds them back.
Okay. And can you help them with that today?
They are support for each other as they do this.
Okay.
And they are good. They are good support for each other as they work through these difficulties that they have carried forth so that they can rid themselves of the residual.
Okay.
There is great love.
Good.
It is hard, but they will get through it.
So it's important for them to stay continuing working on their journey together.
It will serve them well.
Okay. Right. Well, thank you for that information. So she has some issues with emotional suffering, and she'd like some help with that. Is it because she's too empathic?
It is brain, slight brain chemical imbalance
Okay.
that is being addressed.
You're fixing that now?
She is doing a good job at addressing that for herself with her diet and her journey. She is so good at caring for herself and so intuitive to know what she needs and to find the information. She is always guided to the right information.
Okay.
So good at this. And she is so gifted at this.
Okay.
She needs to have no shame about her strong desire to help herself.
Okay. And it's important for her to hear that, isn't it? Why does she feel ashamed that she shouldn't help herself?
No, not many have the strength that she does for that around her.
repeat that one more time for me?
Not many has the strength that she does for that around her.
Okay.
And she feels alone and ostracized because they don't have the strength
Okay.
or the commitment or determination. And she feels alone with that
Okay.
burden.
But is she really alone?
No,
Okay. Who's with her? Who helps her?
she has so many in spirit, and those that are incarnate that in spirit are strengthening each other, and she is part of that grid.
Mm. And it's important for her to feel that. Okay. We'll give her human body a moment to adjust and process. It's a wonderful feeling to find out you're not truly alone. It will bring her great peace. Good. Okay. So she's asking for help in building trust and confidence again. Is there a way to do that today?
Let's do that.
Okay. And that will involve brain rewiring as well?
Solar plexus.
Okay. What's going on with her solar plexus?
We will strengthen
Okay.
solar plexus. Moving into the root,
Into the root as well.
strengthening the lower chakras
Mm-hmm.
so that she can feel more solid in herself.
Like the elephant.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to help her remember that.
It was a delicious life.
So I'd like at this time for you to help her remember that always. And when she feels weak or alone, to remember that time.
It is solidly in place.
Good, thank you. So will her relationship dynamics improve after this session?
Indeed.
She needs help with that. Now, is that a relationship dynamic with just Annie or with everyone?
It resonates throughout, but she will not feel the shame anymore for self-protection.
Good. I'm so happy to hear that. So why does she have night terrors? What's the purpose of that?
It is her working in other planes.
Okay. But they affect her in this life, so how can we prevent that from happening? We don't want to prevent the work, we just want to prevent the trauma.
Give me a moment if she's involved right now.
Okay.
She's trying to get out of the way.
Okay, let me know when she's ready.
I was playing, she is working with other souls, and it bleeds through.
Mm-hmm.
We will strengthen the shield
Mm-hmm.
during her work times.
Okay. Thank you for that. So she'd like to know if she will have financial resources and support from others to be able to travel or take time off to create or learn as she's inspired or guided.
She is being prepared for much learning in a positive way.
Okay,
We will always have the resources needed.
good.
She is gathering teams around her that will support her throughout her journey.
Mm-hmm.
And there is great resilience and vibrancy. There is good energy flowing with her new work.
Good. So is it best for her to continue developing and offering her yoga teacher training?
It is good for now.
Mm-hmm. And should she become a BQH?